At Adobe, we're building the future of video to help editors realize their creative vision faster and push it further. This past spring, we unveiled early explorations of generative AI in our video applications. And today, we're excited to share an update on progress and new capabilities that will help creatives overcome common editing challenges. Guided by our community's input, the Adobe Firefly video model is trained with creators' rights in mind and designed to be commercially safe. With Firefly text-to-video, you can use text prompts, a wide variety of camera controls, and reference images to generate B-roll that seamlessly fills gaps in your timeline. Quickly explore ideas for unique visual effects. Create elements for pre-visualization, like atmospheric overlays. Or use text-to-video to generate inspiration for motion graphics. With image-to-video, bring your still shots or illustrations to life by transforming them into stunning live-action clips. And coming later this year to Premiere Pro Beta, Generative Extend lets you extend clips to cover gaps in footage, smooth out transitions, or hold on shots longer for perfectly timed edits. And again, like other Firefly generative AI models, our video model is designed to be commercially safe and is only trained on public domain or licensed content, never on our users' content, so you can create with confidence. We can't wait for you to get your hands on these new capabilities in beta later this year.
Hi everyone, very good afternoon, good evening all. People joined from different location, different time zone. My name is Sahil, I'm from Noventiq. Just allow me 1 minute so I can share my screen. Do let me know if you are able to see. You can share on the chat, maybe thumbs up.
Can see.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone. First of all, thank you very much. You take down time for this webinar. People can understand how it's important for the business, the creativity and the changes happen. So we have there is a team who can help us to understand what's going on in Adobe, Adobe GenAI and how it will help your business. So before we start, there is some housekeeping notes that right now you all are on mute side. We will take down the session first, and then there is a Q&A session where you are open to open the mic and you can ask anything. Meanwhile, if you have anything, you can put on the chat, and we can reply you on the same time. After the session, we have the feedback form, so we will get to know how we perform and how much you are comfortable to understand what we are offering. And this session will be recorded to offer the attendees after the webinar session. So you will get the link after the session once we achieve this. So this is a 1 hour session. So initially 5 minutes I will cover about the the things what we are presenting. The 45 minutes, Devjani Bhattacharya will be shared about what's happening in Adobe GenAI and the era of the creativity and productivity. She is the Adobe solution consultant. Then the next 5 minutes, our marketing team will take down the Q&A, and the last one is what we are offering as a Noventiq of Adobe official partner globally. Before we start, I just want to highlight few things about the Noventiq. We are the global leader in digital transformation and cybersecurities. We have more than 30 plus years of experience in IT services. Our presence is more than 60 plus countries, and we have 11 delivery centers who's working 24/7. And we have more than 5,000 people right now in India. We have 500 plus sales and solution specialists specifically in India. and the year-on-year growth is 28% plus, and our current presence are 30 plus cities in India. So we are the global partner of Adobe and other I can say the OEMs, and our presence is more than 60 plus countries. We are serving different kind of sales and services to the different client. This is our basic introduction. We have three team member right now. Polina Kasunova is the head of the Adobe business in Noventiq. My name is Sahil. I am the business development manager who is working pan India in Noventiq. My location is right now in Gurgaon, and we have the Maria. Maria is managing India and APAC business. And after the session, I will share the same slides, so you can scan the this QR code for the demo. Yeah, before I just want to introduce again to my Debjani, can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Yeah, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Sahil, and a very good afternoon to everybody. There is a very exciting session today because we just had Max, and it's day 3 after Max release, and there is a lot of information that I can share with you all, and it's all very exciting, and hopefully it'll do a lot good to you all with regards to enhancing your productivity and be as creative as you want. So without any further ado, let me just start my presentation right away. Just a second. And there you go. So I'm going to be talking about creativity and productivity with GenAI, which is Adobe GenAI. So when we talk about communication or creativity, there is a lot of things that we would want to consider. And now there is a lot of buzz about GenAI, and we are all, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of competition, there is a lot of things that are coming up together in this place, and this needs some amount of settling in and understanding what we are talking about exactly and how things work around, and how is Adobe working towards ensuring that what we are giving you is the right product or the right way of doing it, or at least the ethical way of doing it, and how it's going to help you all, and what are the ways that we look at it and how we're solving this problem, right? So if I had to just say in a simple word, creativity and the future are intimately related, and I'm sure you're all going to agree to me. I believe a lot of the audience today is creative individuals. So and it's not just about specifically creative individuals, but it's all of us together having any kind of creativity in place. We tend to be the ones who are causing the future, and it's that is the way it has been. And what makes it more impactful is the fact that we are all evolving very naturally or organically towards the changes that are coming to us. And Gen AI has been a word for about 2 years around, and now it's something which has immediately been adapted by a lot of people, and it's working very well for a lot of individuals. What has probably been a bit of a misconception with regards to Gen AI is that, is it a competition, but or is it a tool? But well, I'm here to ensure you that it's just a tool, but this is a tool which is definitely going to give you a superpower to work around and enhance your entire production in a very seamless manner. So if I had to just quickly give you an idea of where the digital growth trends in this year and in the next couple of years, how we have looked into it. These are a few statistics that we have got, and these are a few understanding or studies that we have gone through. And what has come across is obviously the global internet users, which seems to be one of the key reasons why we are doing digital advertising to begin with. It's grown and it's growing. So it has pretty much reached as much as it can with regards to the internet users, but it's still growing to about 6 to 7%. So that means that we are covering everybody who is educated enough or literate enough to understand what is happening on the internet, and they are all getting to know more about it. That's what's creating a lot of buzz about this whole aspect of digital communication, right? And when we talk about digital communication, of course, digital advertising is obviously growing because of the same reason. And that is giving a lot of change in what has happened till now to what is happening now onwards. So a lot of print media might be taking a little bit of a backseat here because we see that the impact that you're getting just through your mobile phones and the reach that people are getting, the reach that individual creators, where we are talking about a brand, we're trying to create an advertisement, we're trying to create an impact. All of that is getting more effective when it comes to digital marketing. So that is where that is where we see about 700 million growth by about 2026. Now, social media engagement, none of us can actually escape it. It's a part of us now. We can't really change it. Even if you're not into any of the social media sites per se, you're definitely into LinkedIn or any other space, or even your WhatsApp for that matter. Just because you have a specific way of communicating over the phone, the moment you have a smartphone, you pretty much are some way or the other incited with social media, and that is where again the increase is going to be substantial, and I'm sure nobody's going to debate about this aspect. It is going to be a big game changer. It's already been a big game changer, but it's changing a lot more and making a lot more impact when it comes to all the individuals out here who are creating your assets or creative insights. Now, then we have the video compositions, which obviously is one of the most important things. As we just spoke about social media, you have reels, which kind of give you the latest ideas in seconds. And what is also happening is we are having a lot of attention span reduction. People are not interested anymore. They just don't want to see too much, and that is causing a lot more challenges, if that is a positive way of looking at it. There is a lot of challenges now because you have so much content out there. There's so much information out there. And that also, just in videos itself, there is so much. And we as individuals, if you even look at ourselves, you'll notice that we tend to swipe off the very third second if we are not impressed with what we are seeing. So again, something which is a big pointer for everybody who is a creator. And then, of course, the e-commerce growth, wherein you have augmented reality taking over, and it's taking over in a very different way. I mean, it's coming, it's not yet there, but it's in the development. And what it's causing is that we are probably glued more towards the internet just to see more of what can be bought, and a lot of things are done there. Again, a scope and a space for everybody to advertise. And of course, mobile. Who can forget that aspect? This is the main reason why we are going through all these transitions and changes. So why am I telling you about all these things? Well, the fact that I'm telling you about all these things is because I'm trying to create the basic idea of where we are at this point as creators and what are we looking at as the challenges for these points, right? So even if I talk about video, now audio visual was one of the key things that is to be considered as the most powerful way of communication, but it's now changing. Statistics now say that you'll have more impact, or people are preferring more videos without audios. And there is a very basic reason, obvious reason for that. Like, look at us all when we are communicating or looking at browsing through videos or internet. We might be multitasking, or we might not have our earpods on, so we would prefer still watching or going ahead with the video, but we might not use audio. And that's pretty much becoming the game changer again. But where is all these coming to with regards to Adobe? Well, understanding all these aspects is making us realize that each individual as a creator will have a lot of challenges. One of the main one will be that now we'll have to look at individuals or the customers or the end users who would want customized information. It'll need to be localized, it'll need to be customized. So you're not just thinking of one small campaign which can just go from, from point A to point B. You'll have to think of making it impactful on an individual basis. That means you'll have to create that many more creatives, which is going to, touch or connect with these individuals who are seeing it at the end. So how do we help, or how does AI help here? Well, AI will be able to help you with the acceleration, the enablement, and offloading. What do I mean by these three words? Well, it'll accelerate from the point where we have some solutions. which will allow you to go faster with your visualization, which will give you a more concrete or a more powerful visual way of showing or coming up with a concept in place. And then there'll be enablement where you'll be able to use Gen AI features, which will obviously ensure or enhance the work to go faster or the production to go way faster. And then offloading. Offloading means wherever you need or wherever you feel that these customizations are a little mundane, or you might have to do that one ad or that one creative into various sizing or various languages. Why waste your time on that when you can actually sit and be more creative? So we'll be able to help you offload those aspects and make it a lot more smoother or streamlined for you to just go ahead and just be as creative as you want. So with that, let me just introduce our family of AI, which we call as Firefly. I believe a lot of you by now might be knowing about Firefly. If not, let me just quickly give you an explanation for the same. Firefly is our generative AI, that is Adobe's generative AI, and it is designed to be commercially safe. So this is one of the proudest things for us to say, where we mention that we are willing to legally back you up by using this term called indemnification, wherein if you're using a specific SKU and you're using Firefly, in case if there are legal issues at any given point of time, Adobe will be able to back you up. Now, how is it that we're saying it so confidently? It's because we have designed it only on the images that we ourselves own, that is the 300 million plus stock images that Adobe has. As well as we also have worked with open licenses and public domain contents where copyright has expired. So it allows us to be confident about the fact that the images that are generated, so the images that are generated with the help of the prompts, which is text to visual, will not have any kind of infringements when you'll have any issues or anything to do wherein the legal problems will come into place. That is pretty much taken care of. So you can be rest assured of the fact that the images that you're creating here can easily be used for your business and other needs. So the other 2 points that are important here is that it's integrated flow. That means that we have actually gone ahead and distributed Firefly. Firefly exists separately or individually in the web platform, as well as we have also integrated it into our software. It started with Photoshop, when generative expand and generative fill were the first few, the most used feature, honestly speaking. And it was the first feature that was introduced from a Firefly integration point of view. And then after Photoshop, it has come to Illustrator, where we have it for vector. So it's a text to vector, again, a very unique use case. And it's a brilliant one for everybody who is a graphic designer. And then you have now in InDesign as well. And we have it coming for videos. So again, a very exciting news for even me to announce it. So we are having Firefly, where we'll have text to video coming very soon. It's launched in Macs already, but it's yet not out for use for people, but it's on its way. You can always go and check out the website and add yourself as a wish list person, and you'll be able to access it very soon. And then, of course, it's enterprise friendly. So it's actually coming together as a total package. So that'll again be very helpful for you all to know about. So now coming to the fact that we have crossed 1200 billion plus images generation with the help of Firefly, which was just launched last year in March. So we are quite excited that we have managed to do so much. This is across the platforms, wherein Photoshop was also involved, Illustrator was also involved, but we have actually seen this much usage. But I think that Firefly has not been as known as other softwares around. But the moment you know it, the moment you start using it, and the moment you understand what are possible in this, I'm sure you would be convinced to use it yourself. So what are we offering in Firefly, right? So the Gen AI capabilities that we have include text to image, wherein you can just prompt a text and get an image instantly. So as you see, the first image that I have in my right hand side, on my left hand side, is a bag, image of a bag. And then you will see that you have generative expand, which exists in Photoshop for quite some time now, where you can actually expand an image to any size that you would prefer it to work for. Then you have style and structure reference. This makes it very interesting because what it does is it allows you to guide your specific prompt or your visual in a specific way. So you will be able to get a generation more controlled based on your visualization. Then you have style kits where you're actually making anything that you would what we have already experimented and worked around with for your specific visual. You can actually go ahead and have a style kit saved, and then you can share it with the individuals or the team that you're working with, and all of them can use that specific style kit to get similar generations, so you can create your entire campaign. And then you have something called an object composite. Now, what does object composite do is it allows you to have a specific image, maybe of a product or a person, can be a model, and you can actually put that across on your Firefly and generate a background around the same. So it allows you to create everything around a specific image that you already have or exists. And then you have something called as custom model. That is a very specific use case where you'd have things like, in case if you need a generation of a specific sort, so maybe, for example, a mascot, you just want that mascot to be having different forms, different expressions, different postures. You can generate those things with something wherein you'll be able to feed the information to the AI with the help of about 10 plus image, 10 to 15 is expected images. And once you do that, you'll be able to start generating images based on your expectation for that specific character or style and get results based on that. So let me just quickly take you to a Firefly website and show you an example of what is possible with Firefly, right? Considering the fact that we are almost towards the end of the year, I thought travel plans might be something that's up for everybody. So I was thinking of having a backpack as my product, and I thought, why not try and show a different concept altogether? So if I think of a turtle, for example, it always carries his whole home in his bag. So I wanted to try doing something on the similar lines for that, and this is what I have gone ahead and done. So I have tried to create a huge turtle floating in the sky, in the cloud, with a city and lots of greenery on its shell and tiny balloons and birds flying from the island of the turtle's back. I've just gone ahead and generated this, and there you go. So what happens usually is that when I just speak it out loud, it might not give you the same visual reference of what I would want. So I can go ahead and generate these images in Firefly, and we all think of the same thing at that point. So that's what makes a difference, and it's just so fast. I mean, I've just gone ahead and done this, and I can see whichever I feel works best for me. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, try and make it into a photograph. And I'm going to give this a structure reference now, just because I want a similar image, but I want to tweak it a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and try even the sizing of it. I can change that. So there are a lot of possibilities that you can explore by yourself if you have not done this before. In Firefly, you can generate the images in various formats. You can actually look at the different aspect ratios. You can also see which kind of result works for you the best. You can actually go for a photograph or an art style. Work around with that. I think I'll go for a square one, and I'll regenerate this because it was cutting the images a bit, and I have already got a composition reference or a structure reference in this place. Now, again, in case if you're going for any structure reference, the advice will be that kindly go ahead and use a similar aspect ratio for your output so that none of the parts are cut. Now, I'm just going to try using a different style. As you can see, the various style references possible. So these are a few things that I'm just trying to cover as to what I have explained to you right now. So I've done the text to image. I'm showing you a structure reference. Now I'm showing you a style reference. Now this is too pink for me, so I would not really like to go for this one. So let's see what we can work around with and change it a bit. So maybe I'll just go and try doing a different generation. I'm now trying a pop color here. And as you can see, these are presets which are possible. You can uh, explore it for yourself and see what the results are. As you can see, you can do anything from sketches to variations. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do something which I have in mind. I have a specific color format. This is the colors that I'm looking at, and I'll try and generate an image based on that reference. Now this is a style reference that I'm looking at, okay? So I've gone ahead and given it a structure reference. Now I'm giving it a style reference, and then just generating the images. So this is more towards my taste. It's working well for me. And as you can see, the images are ready and they look pretty good. So now if I really like this a lot, I can go ahead and create it into a style reference, I can actually go ahead and make it my style kit. I can save it for my style kit so that in case if my team members want to go ahead and try different animals or any other kind of visual that they feel works, they can actually go and make this. So here's my style kit and it's ready for use. And just like that, I have created my entire style reference as well as a visual that I can easily show to people and get approvals for or improvise instantly, right? So just with that, I want now have my image ready when I have already gone ahead and given a code, style, or a reference of it, and I have generated a basic concept, right? Now, if I want to go and try showing you an object that is my backpack, I want to just try showing you how I want to use the same kind of styling to it and get a result based on that. I'm trying to show you how to use object a reference where you'll be able to upload an object. It can be an image or an object or a product, and how it will work towards that. So here's an example for the same. So I've got my backpack. I had actually gone ahead and created this logo also in Illustrator, and I have used mockup tool to add it on. I'll quickly show you those as well. And I'd probably like this placement, and now I'll go ahead and try giving it a setup for the background. So there are a lot of times when you don't have enough time or bandwidth or maybe budget for creating a studio like result for your products. So this works very well for e-commerce. There are a lot of e-commerce sites which are finding this very useful, and they have been good use cases for us to have this specific feature in place. So as you can see, I have got my image. Yeah, it's working, but I would just want to see if I can try and give a different result. Just looking at the variations. As you can see, the shadow and everything has been merged, working really well for me. But it's still missing something. So let me just see what I can do about that. Maybe I'll use this one as a reference. Another advice, a very important one will be that you can just go ahead and ensure that you have um, downloaded the image that you like, because it's likely possible that you will not find the same image getting generated again. So this is something that I always practice, and I would advise all of you to do the same, or at least save it as a favorite or a style kit. Now I use my turtle image because that is the kind of color that I was wanting to look at. And I like it, but the log is kind of interfering. So I'll just kind of remove the log from here. Just let me take it off. And let me just try and see how it shows without that log. It's kind of getting a little busy for me. And there you go. So these are, yeah, this is working for me. This is looking way more interesting. So as you can see, I have my results in place, and I can just go ahead and use any of these images and work around my campaign, or at least have my first draft ready. So this is where I have just kind of given you examples and shown you how we can work around with Firefly, where I have tried showing you text to image. I have tried showing you something on the structure reference, on the style reference, and on the style kit, right? Now, we are having something in place wherein these are new features that are coming up. Okay, so you have ideation and concepts. So what it'll do is you have a special place where you can actually go ahead and create your own mood board. And what it does is Firefly also has this new feature where you are able to switch to a faster mode. It shows a rabbit and you can switch to a faster mode. If you go for the faster mode, what it'll do is it'll generate images way faster, but it'll allow you to upscale once you have liked a specific image. Here's an example of how this mood board really works, and it's doing a great job. So if I had to go ahead and generate, so what it's doing is while I'm writing itself, it's generating the images just while I'm typing, and I can have my images ready. It kind of creates a space for me where I can just work around, see which image is working for me, how is it doing a good job or not. And every time I add anything, any single word or a prompt, it starts generating an image based on that. So as you can see, these are the various images which I have, and now I can just go for generative expand, add this on. I would want a monster to be a part of this image, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove the background for that. And now I'm just going to go and add this image to ensure that it merges or fits in really well for me. So again, the leaf was cut, so I'm just going to go for a variation. But this is a concept making space. So you'll actually be able to generate your concept here, and you'll have the entire space for you to generate any kind of mood boards. It'll keep saving all the variations that you want and work around with that, so you get a result which really works for you. Then um, so that's one of the new things that's coming up for Max. What are the new other things that are coming up for Max are the various integrations and how they have made it even more powerful. It's literally updating itself every second week. So in case if you are in tune with what's happening, please go ahead and update. Even today I had to update before this call. So it's that fast because of course generative AI is something which is that fast. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take you through a few things. So for Photoshop, here's a example of Photoshop generative fill. So if I have to show you this image, this is what it is. So as you can see, what it does is it actually looks into the background, looks around the space that you're doing, and it calculates the pixels based on that and works with that. So even the droplets are actually having the merge and the understanding of the background and generating it accordingly. So this is just an example of what is possible, but of course the possibilities are absolutely unlimited. Now, if I had to show you generative expand, now this is something where you can just use a crop tool, expand it to any level or extent that you want and generate. Now, making something on this line would have been a difficult situation on a general basis, but now it's just a click away. So something was very good, quite powerful and available in Photoshop as well as other softwares as well. Now, if I had to show you something similar, generate something similar, so you can actually have variations, or you can even choose to show a photo or a style, and it'll generate based on that specific style. So here's how it goes. So if I go for a variation, I like this, and I can just go ahead and say generate similar. It starts generating similar images based on that. So again, a very useful feature, because a lot of times we tend to struggle because we want something, we have something similar, but we're not happy with it. Works very well for those situations. Now here's generate background. Just a quick understanding of that. So just like that, you can just keep adding or changing what works for you, and you keep getting generations based on that. So this is generative background or generative fill, right? Now I'll just quickly show you another example of Photoshop, and this is in Photoshop beta. Now another very interesting tool, but yeah, another trivia for you all to know. Photoshop expand, generative expand has been the most used feature as in a record time. So it's definitely something that works for everyone and something that everyone want to use. Now, if I had to just quickly show you the new feature that is again very interesting, is that you have something called as erase tool. So you have something wherein you can remove tool. Okay. Now, this is a situation that happens to a lot of us, wherein we go and take a photograph, or maybe a photograph for a product or an advertising campaign, where you have a lot of people around and you want to remove them. Now, in that situation, you can simply go for remove tool and find distractions. Go for people. It also works in wires. Now, just while clicking, I had my images. As you can see, those are pinked out, and I simply hit enter, and there you go. As simple as that, as sweet and simple as that. It just worked instantly, and just like that, I have my image ready for the next thing to do. Another interesting thing about Photoshop here is that you have something called as generative workspace. Now, this is available in beta. both these features that I'm showing you right now are available in beta. So what it does is it gives you a different kind of a user interface where you will be able to see all the generations that you have done. And here again, it works exactly as per your Firefly web. It allows you to give reference images. You can actually have style or composition references. You can have the different effects, and you can have even variables added in case if you want a batch image created. And best part is you actually have all your images in place. You can always see that, and you can choose to see or work according to that. Now, if I had to understand why we need this in Photoshop, well, it works very beautifully because most of the times as creators, we tend to have a little bit of extra magic that we want to add by ourselves. And Photoshop will actually just allow you to open it instantly. You don't have to download and then open. It's all happening inside the software itself. So it allows you to do this instantly, and you can just work your magic according to that. There are a few more features that are available, including parametric filters and neural filters. There are a lot of things to show, but we have limited time. So I'm just going to give you the names, and I'm hoping that you'll all go ahead and explore it for yourself. Now, after that, if I have to go back to Lightroom, now Lightroom has come up with really good features. This is all the latest that has come in Max. And if I have to just give you an idea or a brief understanding of it, quick action actually allows you to get an instant variation change so that you don't really spend too much time and you're able to get the results instantly. Lightroom is also available in phones now, and you can, it is integrated with social media as well. So you can simply add and change whatever you want to, and it does in a very professional way, of course. So, and you have things like remove. So this is a Firefly integration again in Lightroom, where you can actually remove or even add things around it and make the differences or changes that you would want. Then we talk about InDesign. Now, in InDesign as well, it's been a very powerful tool for publishing industry. But what we have added to it is the fact that you can now generate images inside it. But not just that, you actually have generative expand added to it as well. Previously, it was just generative images, but now you have generative expand. So in case if you have an image yourself that you have added, but it's not fitting into your layouts, don't worry, you don't even have to change this software. You can simply go ahead and expand the image to your heart's content. And you have text to image, which I have already mentioned earlier, but I'll just explain you nevertheless. Oops, sorry about that. So it allows you to go ahead and have any specific space. You can just add whatever text you'd want and it'll create the image for you, right? Then we have Illustrator. Now in Illustrator, you have features like image trace. A lot of people might have already been using it, but it's gotten really powerful now and it works beautifully. Other than that, we have generative fill shape, wherein if you have a shape outline in place, it can generate an image based on that. There are a couple of things that I would love to show you. So let me just quickly do that. So here is an example of what exists. Okay, now if I have to just give you a random example, I'm just going to go ahead and generate an image for you. Say I want to create a panda. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can do in Illustrator, vector formats, and then in that you'll have variations like icons, subject, and scene. So these are the three main things you can do. You can also go ahead and generate patterns. And the best part about it is that these are all vectors, absolutely editable. You can go ahead and edit it to the level that you'd want. So as you can see, my panda is ready, and I had just gone ahead and asked for a panda. So it's given me 3 panda variations. As quickly as that, I was talking to you and it was done for me. But now say I had these images, right? I had specifically gone ahead and opened this file because this is Adobe stock vector file. But the reason why I had gone ahead and opened this specific file was because I wanted to just give you an idea of how many parts or sections it has, and it seems to be quite complex, right? But there is another tool that has been introduced, which is called generative fill. Now what it does is it allows you to do a generative recolor. There are some sample prompts that are available. Sorry about that. There are some sample prompts that are available that you can use, or you can go ahead and ask for your specific prompt also. Now if I go for a rainy day, because it's raining a lot in a lot of places, I hope not in yours, or maybe you're enjoying it, but you can just go ahead and type that. It will give you images based on that. Excuse me. So based on, just a second. Sorry about that. So based on my prompt, it's actually able to give me generations, and it's that quick. Now, why am I showing you this and a panda? Sorry about that. So you see, the rainy days done a bad effect on me. Hopefully not on you. Why am I showing you a panda, right? That's the question that we have. Now, if I had to just show you this specific panda's face, right? If I go for a panda face instead, I'm not going to really have an image that, joins or adds to this family of illustration style that I already have. Now I can actually go ahead and have this specific style of illustration also. So as you see, this is what it's giving me as an example. But if I want to now change it to this style, I'm just going to go ahead and try doing that. And on a face, all I have to do is I have to choose which one I want. As I mentioned, I'm going to go for subject. I'm going to give it maximum details. And then I have something called a style reference. Now I choose the style. Now this is my style. I'm just going to go ahead and give the style. And now I'm going to say generate. So it's actually going to work with the reference that I'm giving. Another interesting point is it's not really necessary that you have to have a vector file to give it as a style reference. You can have an image, you can have a watercolor, you can have anything you want, and it'll be able to give you generations based on that specific style that you would want to have your illustrations in a vector format for you. There you go. I have my panda, and there are variations that are available as well. So beautiful work makes your life so much more exciting, I feel. But to let me know, I mean, I hope it is exciting for you too. I'm definitely excited. So these are a few things that's possible. Oh yeah, and then there was this bottle. Now you'll be wondering why does she have a bottle next to images of animal faces? I wanted to just give you a quick example of what mockup tool does. Again, a very interesting feature of labeling of Illustrator. Now I have just created my beautiful panda face. I'm just going to go ahead and put this here. Now, say for example, this was my logo and I wanted to add it on my product. I can simply choose this. Always have to have a raster image or a JPEG, PNG, whatever you would like. Your raster image plus your vector on top of it. Then you simply go and you ask for a mockup, create mockup. And just like that, it'll be able to generate an image which will mold or work around with your specific image and give you results based on that. A beautiful tool, especially for graphic designers, where you would want to, generate products, have logo designs or anything like that in place. You can actually change the orientation if you want. I can just add a couple of things to this, and I'll take you to the next feature. Just a second, I'll make it multiply so that we get even better result. And as you can see, this image turns itself around, works around with anything, including the cap. So you can actually go ahead and change it to wherever you want to place it. And it pretty much captures the specific image that you would want. And it can go ahead, if I want to, try using it on my sand, I can do that as well. So any product that you have, it'll be able to generate images based on that. Now, mockup also comes up with these things when we have some default options available in case if you want to show it in those specific formats. So you can just go ahead and explore this for yourself. And hopefully this is going to be of a lot of use for you. So with this, I will now take you to the next features that are coming up, right? So in coming up, we have the concepts and ideation part of it, wherein you'll be able to do various things around it. You have Firefly video model, that's amazing. And again, looking forward to it. 3D, where 3D Substance is going to get integrated into various formats. Then we have Firefly Services, custom model. We have Adobe Express for enterprise. That's again a very interesting part. And then we have something for Frame.io. Frame.io is something where you will be able to, it's already out there, but it's a better integration tool wherein you can collaborate with your team, get approvals done, get everything signed off. All of that is made at ease with the help of Frame.io. It's already available for Prime, Premiere Pro, and now it'll be available for a lot of other places as well. text to video is looking like this to us right now. And as you can see, there are already a few generations made, but I'm also in the guest list waiting to get a chance to do this. And once I do, I'll definitely share that with you. And then we have Substance. Now in Substance, the new things that are coming up is it'll be able to give you something in Photoshop. So you can generate an image or you can generate a model in Substance and you can take it to Photoshop and work with its Gen AI features as well. Also, Substance has text to texture, wherein you'll be able to just type what you like and you'll get a texture based on that. And you also have text to environment where you'll be able to get an image for the environment, right? Of course, in a JPEG format. Here's a quick video for Substance 3D, which is integrated into Photoshop. So the image was made, the oven was made into Substance 3D, and now we have imported into Photoshop, and let's see what it does. So you get a different view altogether. This is going to give you a different interface. And as you can see, you can choose the camera angle or rotate the product as per your requirement. Look into the lightings if you want, adjust it according to your need, and then generate things accordingly. So now I have two specific things. I have a bun or a bread, and I have my product. So I'll be able to work around. I can even look into perspective, work around with the lighting, and then generate things in Photoshop. So a very brilliant tool, especially for people who are into manufacturing or have products that need integrations of this sort. Now it's a very quick thing and very easily doable thanks to the latest features in our softwares. So now I've just gone ahead and added a cardboard, a cutting board as well. And as you can see, it works according to the perspective, according to the images around it, according to light and shadow as well. So it does a brilliant job and hopefully something which is very useful for you all. Also, we have something else, Project Neo. Project Neo is something which allows you to do vector to 3D. And this is how I'm just giving an example for the same. So in case if you want to try, you can just have a look at this. It's available in beta access right now. It's called projectneo.adobe.com. Looking at videos, these are the last few things. I'm sure I have overloaded you with a lot of information, but just a couple of few more things, and then I'll be done with this.
With the new Firefly video model, users can now generate B-roll to fill these gaps in their timeline. With text to video, prompting is similar to how we've been using text to image before. The main difference is that we not only need to prompt what's in the image, but also any action or movement over time. Besides the prompt, there are currently two additional options. The camera angle lets you influence the position of the camera, and we can try an aerial shot here. With motion, you can control the movement of the camera, so let's try zooming out.
So as you can see, you can actually go ahead and try it for yourself once it's out there. But it's actually going to allow you to have a prompt which will generate an image which will move or which will convert into a movie. And then you have extension of videos that is possible. It's going to be a generative expand, and the AI generation is going to do that. And this will be I promise you. The last thing that I show you, there are a lot more things I can show you, but I feel that it's just too much for the day. So let me just end with this one.
And coming later this year to Premiere Pro Beta, Generative Extend lets you extend clips to cover gaps in footage, smooth out transitions, or hold on shots longer for perfectly timed edits. And again, like other Firefly generative AI models, our video model is designed to be commercially safe and is only trained on public domain or licensed content, never on our users' content. So you can create with confidence.
Okay, so with this, I think I'll stop because there's a lot that has happened and there's a lot that I have spoken about. And let me just try and understand what your thoughts are. And in case if there are any questions that you would want me to answer, then I would definitely want to do that.
Thank you, Devjani. First of all, and we have to take care about the Q&A. So first, from Mr. Yogesh Arora side, we have three questions. The first one is, can we use images edited or created through beta version of commercial use?
So you just need to have the indemnification SKU with you. And if that is with you, then you can definitely go ahead and use it. There's no restrictions whatsoever.
Okay. The second one is, can we put our images or design and then use textual prompt on that for AI results?
Of course, you can do that. You actually can go ahead and do that. The only thing is, if you are going to use an image of a person, then the generation of another person coming through on Firefly might be difficult because the idea is not to generate an image which is similar to what exists. So it'll always tweak it a bit unless you go for something called as custom model where you'll get exact image based on your specific model. But yeah, you can go ahead and add your own images and have your own styles also generate in the same way. In case if you have anything like a specific style of illustration, you can you can actually get more images based on that and results based on that.
Thank you. And the last one right now is that, does images or footage used by Adobe AI user specific and will be unique for every user?
So images, yes. Footage also, I believe they will definitely work with the same idea. The idea is to try and generate images wherein we cannot guarantee it's never going to be the same, but according to the calculation, it should not. And you can definitely add a few more things to your prompts, like as I've just shown you. You could probably use extra colors or anything at all that to make your prompt a little more unique. That will definitely be more useful for you. But ideally, it should not have images which are generated more than once. But we cannot really say 100% on that.
Okay, thank you. To team all the our extended team members, my request to you, you have the open mic right now. You just unmute yourself and you can ask anything, whatever query you have.
I hope these features have been useful and will definitely work towards enhancing your productivity. And just let me know about the same and your thoughts about it. It'll be great to know.
We have two more questions, Deepjani. That first one is from Mr. Abhijit Gupta. Do we
Okay.
need to buy Adobe Stock Photos separately along with these new tools, or it will be part of Adobe GenAI product?
So there are different packages that are available. It depends on which one you're going for. I think Sahil, your team will be more the right person to educate
Yeah.
Mr. Abhijit for the same reason. But it depends on which package you're going for. It need not be bought separately if you have gone for that kind of a package. So it's completely up to you. And in fact, AI tools will, as in Gen AI, is going to be a part of the tools. So if you buy the package, then it comes along. It's not like a separate thing.
So Mr. Abhijit, Sahil this side, after this call, maybe we can discuss what exactly you are looking for. We can discuss with Adobe and then we can share the commercials with you on that. Devjani, the last one from a customer side, that Mr. Anthony chose. It's a great product with the immense potential in the graphic world. Are there any update on Adobe XD or any plans for AI or UI UX tools?
Yeah, so I think my smile is kind of saying it all. Unfortunately, we don't have any